What's up, traders? It's your girl Kaya Trades, and today's Tuesday. I took an amazing buy on NASDAQ today. I trade micro NASDAQ on my live account as well as a funded account now. And I just really want to show you guys and break down to you guys my strategy. I trade supply and demand. We had a banger trade, so let's go ahead and hit the charts and see the trade that I took. All right, we're going to get started with this video. As you guys can see, my charts are bare. I'm going to break it down exactly from the jump start to show you guys what I come to the charts looking for every single day I come to the market, okay? First things first, we're going to write our KT system so you guys will know what we're looking for. And I will go ahead and make the edits that I also did for that as well. Break even at 1-to-1 and take partials at 1-to-1. I want to make sure I'm securing the profits that I've already earned out of the markets, but let's go ahead and start from the top. Number one is the 1 hour trend, okay? So I want to look at my 1 hour time frame, and I also want to leave my note up here too for you guys. Very, very, very important for your trading success is these two things right here. Sorry, I like to sing when I'm happy. All right, daily note, discipline and patience will give us freedom. Okay, first things first, we're going to mark out the structure on the chart. We see this high right here. We see that it created a low. We see that we have a lower high right here than previously. We see that we made another low that's lower than the low previously. Then we made a lower high than this previous high and a higher low than this previous low. And then, of course, price shot way up here and broke structure here and broke structure there. And I think I'm going to leave it right there because we didn't do the bar replay yet. So give me 1 second. Bar replay to this morning. Okay, around 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock was CPI. Boom. Price shot all the way up and gave us the breakup structure. We can see that we were in a bearish trend, but we might start changing the trend and hit a bullish trend now. So we're going to delete this. I'm going to show you guys my breakup structure. Clear as day right here. Price came and broke this high. Okay. Which gave us a 1 hour low. I like my 1 hours purple, you guys. It's just easier for my eyes to see. 1 hour. This 1 hour is a demand zone. When we are working with a bullish market, we want to make sure that we are using demand zones, okay? In the last video, we talked about supply zones and what market they are best used in, so we're going to also mark out demand zones. We use a demand zone when we're in a bullish market or market that's going up. Okay? So when do we use the supply zone? Inversely, when we are bearish in the market or the market is going down. So since we're in a bullish market, what type of zones are we going to be looking for? We're going to be looking for a demand zone. So we already have one created on the 1 hour. That's a really good sign. I'm going to mark out my 1 hour high. By the time I come to the charts, this is the most previous high on my 1 hour. And then I'm going to mark out the low that was on the 1 hour. I want to see how price interacts with these levels. And then, boom, our 1 hour low. Perfect. Okay, we're going to move forward just a little because we have 9:30 open. I do not trade before 9:30 open. And I can already see some zones. So we're going to go ahead and get into that in just a second. Okay, our daily note back on there and lock it this time, anchor it. All right, so when we're looking for a market that's going up, this is a horrible uptrend, but you guys get the idea. This high broke, this high broke. Oh my God. Let's just start over that part, guys. That's all right. We're going to make a better line. Here we go. We have a high created and a higher low than this low. We have a higher high than this high, a higher low than this low, a higher high than this high, a higher low than this low. You guys get the trend that we're making. So our demand zones will be resting at the bottom of these higher highs. So then we should have a demand zone popping up here, demand zone popping up here. I want price to create the zone, come back, tap, and then push higher. If I miss the zone, another one is presented, come back, tap. Do you see this structure kind of presenting here? Where would we have a demand zone in this area? We've already created a 1 hour demand zone, and we see now, put the arrows back on here, we have a higher high, higher low, higher high. Where could price be coming to in order to push a little higher? Exactly. Price is trying to come down a little bit by here to then push a little higher. That's ideally what we want to see in a bullish market when we're trading supply and demand. We do not trade supply and demand when the market is moving sideways. Try all you want, won't find as much success as you think. So we're going to write in our 1 hour time frame, our KT system box, our 1 hour time frame is bullish. So I want to start seeing either a tap way down here. When we take the demand zone, we want to take the most recent opposite color candle. So you can use this one, this tiny one here, way down here. Or if you're feeling like, that's really small, I want to, make sure I get in the trade, you can go to your 15-minute and see that the full box is just the 3 black candles from the 5-minute. So either way it goes, this is our demand zone. So we're going to go back to our 5-minute, see that this is our demand zone, put this on the middle so we can see it clearly. Beautiful. I'm going to delete this here. Awesome. So initially I want to wait for price to come way back down here, tap my zone, and then go higher. I want to be along the trend. The trend is your friend, so you want to be with the trend, not against your friend. So let's go. We're going to mark out market open. And then if we check the news today, we also have, I think it's calendar, Forex calendar, yep. We also have CPI. We already had CPI actually, it was at 8:30. But we had FOMC, we had red folder news at 10 a.m. This is the time frame between 9:30 and 11 that I trade. So I want to make sure that I'm taking note of this because something crazy could happen. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my chart. I marked out the 9:30 open. I'm going to mark out 10 o'clock just so I can be aware that maybe I don't want to take the trade right then, or maybe I want to take it after, or maybe I want to take it before and see it push to wherever my take profit is, right? So we see that we have a 1 hour bullish. Did we have a break of structure? We did, guys. Right here. We talked about that earlier. The break of structure is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark out on my KT system what time that happened, around 8:25 in the morning. I wasn't even at the charts at that time. Here we go. Yes, we had a break of candle at 8:25 a.m. in the morning. So now I'm waiting for price to come back down to my zone and take me along for this ride. My battery is going to die, so let me charge my computer really quickly. Perfect, and we're back in business. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go all the way close to 9:30 because I trade again after 9:30 open. We can see that price was kind of trying to make its way up. We come from this high, so this low, to this higher high, to this higher low. Is it going to start pushing here? It could. It could not. What I saw when I came to the market today was we had this initial high right here, and price was trying to break above it, but it couldn't quite hold it, guys. It couldn't quite hold it. So I was counting this as liquidity, strong enough liquidity to take us back down and then try to take us higher. So let's see what happens at market open. The market opens, and sure as heck, we get a great big push to the downside. Amazing. Am I going to hop into the trade just yet? No. I have two more things that I need to see before I can even think about getting into the trade. The first thing I need to see is price come all the way back down and tap in my zone. And then I need to see a break of candle. We talked about that again in the last video. We'll talk about it again today because it's the same thing every single day, right? It's that discipline aspect. So we're going to keep on pressing this button until we get to our zone. We have no zone. Oh, we got a small tap. Hold on. Let's see there. We got a little bit of a tap into this zone. I'd like to see something more clean, but it happens. Price was not able to tap fully yet. I'm going to keep waiting. And sure as heck, boom, price came into my zone. And price didn't only just come into my zone, but it rejected going lower. That's what I want to see when I come to the trading markets. So we got a tap of the zone officially. I like this one better than that first one. And this is at 10:15 in the morning. So yes, at 10:15, price gave us a tap of our zone. So the final piece that I'm looking for, the final confirmation that I'm looking for when I come to the chart and I'm looking for my trade in a bullish market is I'm waiting for price to come and break this high for me to get into a trade. If price can come and go above this high right here, I'll get in this trade. We have our stop loss at the bottom of the candle that tapped the zone, the candle that should be getting broken. And we have our 1 to 2 set way up here. Boom. I typically mark out my 1 to 1 because as we see in my KT system, I'm going to break even at 1 to 1, move my stop loss to break even, and I'm also going to take partials. Guys, I want to be able to take money out of the market, and I can't do that if I let my trade go green and then let my trade go red. Okay? I want to let my trade go green and take the little piece of pie that it gives me. So at my 1 to 1, I'm going to take off some contracts on this trade. This trade was about $600 that I made today. We're going to see how I was able to snag that. If you want to trade with me, go ahead and click that link in the description box. And I trade live Monday through Friday. I take these same setups every day. We have weekly Q&As, and we also have weekly backtesting sessions where a lot of my community will just come in, see what we did, review, trade together. It's very important to review and to backtest. That's how you build confidence in your setup. This is why I trusted supply and demand to get me out of my drawdown, because it works, right? But how do I know it works? Because I tested it over and over and over and over and over, and I have my setup ingrained in my brain from looking at it so many times. Okay, back to the trade. We're gonna wait to see if we can get that break of candle or the entry. Now I'm gonna change it. For the entry, guys, for the entry. I don't want to enter unless all four of these happen. So let's see if we can get that entry. Oh yeah, price gave me an entry. Woo woo. Perfect. We got a break of candle for an entry at 10:20. We still had to wait 5 more minutes before we could even get into the trade, even after the market tapped it. But that's okay. Confirmation is best. Yes, at 10:20 a.m., we were able to snag an entry onto this trade. Let's see how this trade plays out. At 1 to 1, I'm going to go ahead and take off some contracts. Let's see. Boom. 1 to 1, baby. So I'm taking out contracts. I move my stop loss. Let's see. Perfect. I've taken off contracts now. I think I'm up about $500, and then I move my stop loss to break even. Let's see how the rest of the trade plays out. We started pushing higher. Okay, price is coming down a little lower. And by this point, I knew it was going to stop me out. So I just took the extra 60, 70 bucks that price gave me, right? And then let's see how this trade finished out. Okay, it would have wicked me out and then shot to take profit. But that's okay because I still dubbed $600. Guys, could you use an extra $600 in your pocket? Yeah, me too. Go ahead and subscribe for more content. That is the end of this trade. I hope you guys learned something. If you did, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.